Abu Bayan Onipa Befo na Urokria Manse Ura Dr. Asia Dr. Wusu Bri Ejekum Eduware Nanano Okuntum Nanano Wahemia Dukria Nanano Jamnam Kakatina Nanano Wona wodo man fiada nsia proche kokobie ofa banso na me wa ba betete kwaya wo friend ba bibiri ofra wo fori amanfo akrankran brempon ofu gwen na no bi ufa o brempon ufa o nifa wodo ya ko fufu a ma hye wo so aso na ye bre kwana ni ododo wa busia woni amanfo owo kokwa mo yehu onya compensation sini obete fufu a woni amanina Abrewa only cabin another way. We are Osadi Fukuntum we are Chiasapunana. We are Sasuna, we are Femme. Nana can't be a new from one another. Ufiti, Ufia Dansia Crotira, Donimi. I am here, you know, my country. Your mountain brother is the African Cobra to office. I put it in our one. I put it in our morning. I feel say na wo pumude papa I feel say na wo penya o ina wo pa kona basape eya kona basenya se po se wo ntu kwanche nsin besu ti ase na ochi mana falenta mapefra miwura aw ya wasi apa ngini o se men kan tire o si ofra me hia man na nso be ni ma na wo de ofra wo sare fo wa ko ate o ma fo o ina kwa
The registrar of the University of Ghana, distinguished senior members of the University of Ghana, students of RASA, state and government appointees here, staff and other students of the University of Ghana, distinguished guests, friends from the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my friend and my president, Ojaho Yaji, Kwame Tachibi, DG of Immigration, na my queen, my friend and pastor for life, Pastor Forrest Soros, who came from America to be with us this week. I stand on the system protocol to welcome all of you here. I wish to thank the organizers for inviting me to be the keynote speaker of this event. I attach such importance to this invitation as I do all engagements. I have all engagements I have with young people. As we hear all the time, the future belongs to the youth of God, and it's their challenge to help shape the future they want. However, it is our responsibility as leaders of the nation and society to create the conditions and even the template for the future we desire. The invitation for me to speak here today gave me a free hand to select the topic of my address. As you all know, there are several issues of interest to me on which I do not hesitate to make public comments. These include the environment, climate change, youth engagement, economic development, women empowerment, culture, development, and accountability. The theme for my Silver Jubilee, 25 years of sustainable leadership and service to humanity, resonates deeply with the theme of today's lecture, transformational leadership in contemporary Ghana. I find it both humbling and inspiring that the organizers have chosen the theme so closely aligned with the essence of my journey as for change. It is as though our paths were destined to converge at this critical juncture, reinforcing the shared vision and commitment to nurturing leadership that transcends the ordinary leadership that is transformative, enduring, and deeply rooted in service. In reflecting the venue for today's event, the City Conference Center, where we are, one cannot help but marvel at the significance. This center stands as a testament to the positive strides in contemporary Ghanaian leadership and the power of collaboration between institutions, financed by the Bank of Ghana as part of its corporate and social responsibility. Professor Ernest Anite, the City Conference Center embodies the very spirit of our theme today. It symbolizes the convergence of corporate vision and academic pursuit, the union of resources and intellect to create a space where ideas flourish and leaders are born. There could indeed be no better place to host this event. The state of Ghana, consistent with its name, Ghana has had a long and checkered history. A history of rise and falls, one of triumphs and tribulations. Ladies and gentlemen, right here on this campus and to you students, no country can afford to ignore their history. Neither can they afford to be chained to it. A sense of history preserves continuity. It reminds us of the labors of those who came before us, their struggles, their suffering. History becomes a negative factor when it blinds people from the process of change, leading to new development. We can't, however, honor our history without becoming enslaved by it. In life, we need to change. Subsequently, 113 years ago, Ghana became, when the struggle started, 1957 March, Ghana became an independent sovereign nation. I was 7 years old. I could still remember the excitement and the euphoria that engulfed our nation. As I grew up, I later discovered how our new charismatic leader, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, made some profound statements that resonated well across Africa and the world. These are some of his words. He first told the Brits to get out of town. And they cried, you go tell the Queen. Now, the African elite is capable of managing his own affairs, and that our freedom is meaningless unless it is tied with the total liberation of Africa. Soon after that, many countries were settling for their independence. He further said, in years, our country will be an industrialized nation. That's what it said. Not only did Dr. Kwame Pantel, the priest, get out of time, he told Ananu to get it out of the way. And we have stayed away since then. We're not part to form policy. We're not legislators. We have turned to become advocates for human cause. We are passive appendages to government programs. In fact, the president of African Development Bank remarked, Africa has lost a decade of economic growth. The stakes are high. Even now, as I speak, African countries, resources are flowing to the West due to lower commodity prices, reduced tourism, capital flight, and supply chain disruptions. When we look into our past since independence, I do not think or believe we will be so happy with how we have managed the affairs of our country. To a larger credit, to a large extent, it does appear that comments such as, oh, Sahanatier, and Yeshua, Ghana Messiah, are seen as solutions without critically understanding that there could be a better way of managing the affairs of the country. Folks, leadership is cause, and everything else is effect. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forward. A Danish philosopher, Solomon Kierkegaard, said, as I stand here, is that every now and then one has to cast a retrospective glance at the past to fully understand and plan for the future. The system that we had at independence needs to change. We cannot suffer this status quo paralysis. We need to change. By the late 1950s, the independence era, when the entire black population was nearly 200 million, produced only 8,000 secondary school graduates. Half of them were Nigerians and Ghanaians. No country has ever reached its socio-economic potential because of what the country has. It has always been what the country knows. Knowledge, ideas, creative ideas. The pursuit of what now is the pursuit of knowledge. This continuous unfolding of ideas and knowledge and intellectual capital is the principal cause of some countries like Singapore, Malaysia, South Africa, South Korea to progressively do more with less. We have more than they have. We have a lot more than Singapore and Malaysia. But they apply knowledge. And they move from third world to first world. The reason they've been able to do that is to imply meritocracy in their system. Merit alone is a criterion for a man's advancement, whether political or economic. Merit. In their countries, they respect and defend the rule of law. They pay their taxes. And their nation was full of managers who wanted to change the course of history. And the people had a positive mental attitude. And I dare say, they love their country. They were our counterparts during independence. Obviously, we ain't gonna have a great human resource base, good climate, arable land, and plenty natural resources. We've had 32 years of uninterrupted democracy. We have political stability, gone from being a speculative risk nation to an investment-grade nation. Many investors come in because their investments are protected by our judiciary, which also guarantees the repatriation of public profits to please shareholders. So why have we not made the impressive leap? Game, leadership is cost, everything else is effect. You're being trained to be critical thinkers, to create new ideas and be innovative. We have, however, made some impressive strides in our socio-economic growth, but not enough to absorb the thousands of job seekers in the market. The number of students graduating annually is outpacing the job market. I'm told by the National Service that every year we're putting out maybe 75,000 to 100,000 students. The next question I asked was, how many jobs are available? We can't even count on 10,000. It's a problem. We're encouraging you not to give up. Yours is going to be a great responsibility because the market there is tight. I believe that your time spent here has prepared you to be competitive in the global job market. Let me leave you with this formula. To be successful, one has to prepare and apply talent to opportunity. I was once discovered. The motto that says be prepared is key in preparing you for the future. You need to buy the insurance before the accident. Our guests, they're both prepared and have talent. The government has to create opportunities. I know some of you may want to start up your own businesses and entrepreneurship. We need the government to create a more conducive environment and system to support the private sector and make credit and capital available. That is the only way people will start accounts. And bankable business plans can enter the business landscape. You notice I keep talking about government. Because we failed to develop the private sector. One time in America, in Boston to be precise, I gave a speech and I told the people, as Dr. Sori said, it's just unacceptable for us to be blessed with such abundance and diversity and still be poor. And during the Q&A, students said to me, asked me, why should we help poor people in Africa? We have poverty here too, of course. I said, wait a minute, son. There are two types of poverty. Your poverty is poverty within opportunity. The poverty we have in Africa is poverty without option. In that poverty, when it rains, you get wet. Your stomach hurts because there's no food. When you get sick, you may die. The amazing thing about this type of poverty is that people cannot help it, they cannot fight it, and they cannot change. That's what we have. And for those of us who don't know Rwanda, you'll be surprised that some of these people live like that. We need to change the system.
That was your pa, coffee blame in here. That was your penny. That was your pa, was such a boy. That was your penny. I'm a young pa, and then you're changing your canoe. Yeah, that was your. I think it's your plan of one that you work out. Yeah, that was your. Who say, yeah, that was you, Kiriamo.